Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we have got to talk about Katt Williams' accusation against Cedric The Entertainer, accusations of theft of his intellectual property, his jokes, his comedic material. And we have two different sources that seem to validate Katt's claims. Claims that the biggest joke of Katt's career at the time, his showstopper, the one he wrapped the show up with, was truly stolen by Cedric The Entertainer.
Well, you and Katt. Katt say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was one of those things like.
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Katt?
Well, I responded to him the way he responded to me, but that's what I said as well. I've seen Katt, even before then.
Right.
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like, dog, if you literally was that upset about it, like, dog,
just step to him and say, hey,
why you say nothing? Like, that don't even.
A little known comic, you are just low hanging fruit, and people do steal out here. They do it.
You stole your shit?
Oh, no. Let me get you.
Because I'm hearing.
Nah, look, Cedric, my partner. We love Cedric, right? So he legend. It's when we first started doing comedy, me and Katt, right? We was too young just to say it. You couldn't really steal. We were not to steal from. Now, do we do the same joke? Yeah, but not to say you stole it. I ain't gonna say that, but this what happened, right?
Yeah.
I'm lost. I always say you stole it because at the time, right? I just remember Katt called me from the theater, right?
Okay.
He was like, I'm gonna kill that Cedric. I said, why? He said, I'm at the theater right now, and the nigga is doing my joke. I'm like, you bullshit. I said the joke when you in the car and the music's so loud that you can't hear the engine turn off. He said, yes, that's it. I said, Katt. He said, now I'm going to the improv, my nigga. I'm going to kill that nigga. I said, Katt, listen to me. I said, listen careful. That's a blessing. I said, nigga, everybody gonna know who you is. That Cedric finna put you on. He probably finna get you some money. Nigga, humble that, take that. It ain't like he stole it. It's like the nigga embracing you, nigga. That's you pay homage. I said, you young, nigga, we finna be on. I looked at it from that point, right? Katt, like, I'm glad you feel that way because he's doing your shit too.
Say word.
I said, what are you doing? He's pop locking as we speak. Right. Because at the time, I only had 3 jokes I had. All my bits was big. I had a pop locking joke, you know what I mean? When I called 2 niggas meeting each other, I said, it's no fight. Remember before we was fighting? Before we was even shooting each other, you know what we used to do? We used to handle stuff with our talent. And then I have a homie come to the stage, and he had the gloves, and you think if he pull out a gun, he pull out the gloves, and when he pull out the gloves, I pull out my gloves, and then he start pop locking, boom, and then we have a pop lock, you know what I mean? Right. And then, so that was the whole thing. So the first time Cedric see me do it, that was big for me, because 96. You know what I mean? I'm fresh. Nigga only been on comedy a year. I get a chance to get out at the comedy store in Hollywood, Fat Tuesday. I had a whole hood come out. Nigga, so I did that. I did the skate. That's all I could do, right? Right. And then Cedric was like, nigga, when you pulled out the white gloves, I said, man. And I was so excited. I came home like, Cedric said, Cedric. So I was excited about it. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen the niggas run on the key,
Was you still excited when you seen the
nigga, the whole hood called me, cuz we gonna kill that nigga. That nigga. I'm like, he didn't steal it, man. It ain't. But he just took the whole beat. Yeah, if you put them side by side, it's obvious. I don't know if a lot of times the cats like that, they don't steal. You know what I'm saying?
They inspired.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? He seen it. You know what I'm saying? And he complimented me on it.
Okay.
And he didn't tell me it was his then. He said, nigga, white gloves.
Just like when
that's what he said, And to me that was homage, you know what I mean? And he could have gave it to me. I'd have gave it to him to ask if he could have, but at the end of the day,
why did
20 years ago.
Why he couldn't just bring you out doing that?
I know,
that would have been ill.
I mean, we said it.
Y'all did it together.
I seen Usher.
All right, so like I said, you be the judge. This joke and these jokes have an elaborate history, and they are elaborate jokes. You can also see that Scruncho just does not want to call Cedric the Entertainer out like that because he's like a hero. A lot of us, he's a household name for us. So this is really not a real cool thing. And creators are protected, and they can easily protect their creative work just by performing it live, like you saw there. But that's not a strong enough form of protection if you have to go through a legal process. It's not ironclad. So if your work is a moneymaker for you and you expect it to be, you need to take a further step. None of it's really ironclad, but a copyright gives you a better chance in a legal battle with your intellectual property. Normally, a comedian, I hear they never really copyright their work that much. And anyway, for a comedian, it's very uncool to copy somebody's work. You could be inspired, but who wants to copy somebody's work? Like Eddie Murphy wouldn't want to copy Richard Pryor's jokes. He wouldn't do that in a stand-up. But a little known comic, you are just low-hanging fruit, and people do steal out here. They do it. And to protect your work, especially when you're an up-and-coming comedian, even when you get established and you have a lot of jokes, protecting every joke legally, you have to pay a fee for that. It's not really practical. Actually, I heard you could go broke trying to do that. All those other allegations, that's a whole nother can of worms with Weinstein and Ricky Smiley, Kevin Hart, Ludacris. Woo, it's just really a long list. Even Tiffany Haddish made it onto that list. She might be glad this time that she made it on Katt Williams' list. But y'all should do your research as artists if you're a creative, and always look and see if laws are changes, because it's really complex. It's complex to get justice for yourself. And typically, if somebody says that their work has been stolen, I have a tendency to believe them, because you know your work, you know your words, you even know in conversation when somebody's using your style of speech and they're using it to talk to you or using your swag. Woo! In using your style, you know. But the thing is, can you prove it? Can you prove it, and does your argument stand a chance in court? But we have the court of public opinion that's not feeling that. It might be worse for an artist or an entertainer to lose favor in the court of public opinion, because the public can be, whoo. Anyway, y'all do your research. I will keep up with this story. It is a lot to unpack with Katt Williams. But until I see y'all the next time, y'all keep living your life like it's golden. Peace.